You may love bananas, grapes, or a glass of juice before bed. But what if I told you those very fruits could increase your risk of stroke while you sleep? No warning, no pain, just silence and damage that shows up too late. If you're over 60 or perhaps even over 70 and you believe that eating fruit every day is always a good decision, this message may challenge what you thought you knew. Because what if I told you that some of the very fruits we trust the most, soft, sweet, easy to chew and labeled natural, could quietly be raising your risk of stroke, brain bleeding or sudden memory loss? Not in decades, not in years, but quietly tonight while you sleep? You see, in my years working with seniors, what strikes me most is not how illness begins, but how silently it can build. A peaceful night's rest suddenly interrupted by slurred speech. A fall without explanation. A fog that refuses to lift in the morning. And too often, the root cause is something the patient thought was healthy. Not smoking, not junk food, but fruit. Let us start with something as innocent as a banana. Soft, potassium-rich, and often recommended for seniors with high blood pressure. But here's what is rarely said aloud. After the age of 60, our kidneys slow down. That means the potassium from a banana, especially when eaten at night or combined with common blood pressure medications, may not leave your system quickly. Instead, it stays, quietly building, quietly pushing your blood pressure lower, lowering it just enough to reduce blood flow to the brain. That simple fruit, taken at the wrong time, can turn into a risk you never saw coming. I once sat across from a man who had lost his ability to speak clearly. His wife in tears beside him. No accident, no chest pain, just 2 ripe bananas and a common medication. That combination had silently robbed him of part of his independence. But it is not just bananas. I want to share with you the truth about another sweet and trusted fruit. Pineapple. Often praised for its anti-inflammatory benefits, especially for joint health. But pineapple contains a natural enzyme, bromelain, which acts as a blood thinner. For a younger person, it might even be helpful. But for someone over 65, particularly someone already taking aspirin, Plavix or warfarin, that added thinning effect can quietly push the blood too far. I remember a gentlewoman who came in with dizziness and a strange headache. She thought it was dehydration. Her scan showed otherwise. A small internal brain bleed. No trauma, no fall, just a few glasses of pineapple juice over the week, taken with her heart medication. Told me I thought I was doing the right thing. And in many ways she was. But not for her age, not with her prescriptions and not at night. Even grapes, those sweet little bites we often snack on while watching television, can carry hidden danger. Today's seedless grapes are sweeter than ever. And when eaten without any fiber or protein to slow digestion, they flood your bloodstream with sugar. This spike, followed by a crash, may sound simple, but for an aging brain it can be like whiplash. Blood vessels swell and shrink, inflammation increases. I have seen it with my own eyes. Seniors who wake up feeling confused or off balance, only to later discover they had suffered silent mini-strokes. And almost always the culprit is a habit they thought was harmless, a bowl of grapes after dinner. Day after day. Watermelon is another fruit we often associate with hydration and summer joy. But what many older adults do not know is that watermelon contains an amino acid that widens blood vessels when eaten in the evening. Especially with blood pressure medication or diuretics, this can lead to unexpected drops in blood pressure and overnight dehydration. The result? A restless night. Brain oxygen drops, and in some cases, a stroke that appears without pain, warning, or memory of when it happened. I remember a 79-year-old woman who ate a bowl of cold watermelon each night to stay cool in July. One morning she could not form a sentence. No headache, no fall, just a sudden shift. And when we traced it back, the evidence was clear. She was trying to hydrate, but the combination of her medication, age, and watermelon's compounds turned rest into risk. Perhaps the most misunderstood of all is fruit juice. Orange, Apple, cranberry, marketed as natural, pure, even heart healthy, but in reality, juice is sugar in disguise. It lacks the fiber of whole fruit, and when consumed alone, especially first thing in the morning or late at night, it shocks the system. I once treated a patient who drank orange juice religiously every day. His family thought his dizziness and fatigue were just old age, but what we found was a different story. His blood pressure spiked each morning after his juice. His brain scan revealed a silent stroke, the kind that creeps in slowly but leaves its mark forever. All from something labeled healthy. Let me be clear, fruit is not your enemy, but your body after 60 is not the same as it was at 40. Your digestion slows, your kidneys work harder, your medications interact differently. What once nourished you may now quietly hurt you, not because the fruit changed, but because your body did. That is why timing matters. That is why combinations matter. And that is why every senior deserves to know how to protect their brain, not with fear, but with wisdom. So what should you eat instead? Whole foods with steady energy, a boiled egg, half an avocado, a slice of whole grain toast, a few berries with fiber, not sugar spikes, a glass of water instead of juice. These are not just food choices. They are acts of self-protection. They give your brain what it needs most: stability, clarity, and calm. If this message spoke to you, please know this video did not reach you by accident. Maybe this is your sign. Maybe this is the moment to make one small change that could protect everything you have built over the years. Your independence, your voice, your mind. Let this be the beginning of your next chapter. One rooted not just in healthy choices, but in informed ones. Because your life after 60 still holds power, purpose, and possibility. Let us honor it wisely.